What I wish somebody told me before starting school. Use your class time wisely. You have to be there anyways. So why not use it to make great notes and really listen to the content and try to memorize as much as you can and not worry about that afterwards. Suddenly you have so much more free time that you don't need to study the materials because you already learned so much during class. It's also good if you have some questions, you can ask the professor immediately. You don't have to Google it to infinity to find the answer. Save all your schoolwork to Dropbox. Seriously, I'm telling you, you're gonna be thankful to me. Dropbox is a cloud service. It's actually like a folder on your computer where you put all your schoolwork inside, everything, and then Dropbox syncs it to your cloud storage. You can access these files via mobile, via tablet, via another computer. You can just access it over the web if you need to. I forgot my USB key at home is not an excuse anymore. With Dropbox, all of your schoolwork is there and safe and you can never lose it, and even if your computer crashes, you still have all of your work. It's super amazing. I'm using it since forever, I think. And it saved my ass a couple of million times. So Dropbox or any other cloud storage, you always need to have all your schoolwork synchronized. If you need to work with others, is to use Google Drive tools. Inside you have text editor tools like Word or PowerPoint or Excel. You can pretty much anything that you can do in Office, you can do on Google Drive. And the great thing about it is that everybody can collaborate at the same time. Which means if you have a paper that is collectively written by 3 different people, that doesn't mean that one person is gonna be that slave that will have to get all the margins in check, all the fonts and all the sizes in check to make everything coherent. But you can all pay attention to this while you are working on one same document. It's amazing. I force everybody that has ever worked with me in a group that we work in Google Documents. It's that important. We even do presentations in Google Documents. Nobody cares about the fancy themes. The point is that you do everything together and that you don't have a slave that has to go through all the corrections in the end. And also is very interesting because you can immediately see the progress of your project, which means you can quickly see if somebody is slacking off and not doing their part or doing it at the last minute, or you can actually see what other people have written and you can quote them or point to them later in your text, which is super impressive for all the language teachers of this world. You could also use Google Drive for your file storage, but I really prefer Dropbox. And both these tools are free, so you should really be using them. Make useful notes and be consistent. I have a really ugly handwriting, which means that I can never study off my handwriting. Therefore, I decided very early on that I'm gonna do all my notes on laptop. You have to figure out your system, which one works best, if you prefer paper notes or if you prefer type notes, but I definitely prefer type notes. And when it's time to study, I first check them on my computer and read through them one time, and if I have to add some definitions or some text or some pictures that I can find on the internet. That's also the beauty of note-taking on laptop. You can add pictures. I had a consumer psychology class last year and I just googled for the pictures that the professor had on slides and just included them in my notes, and it made studying so much easier and I remembered so many more stuff. So if you have possibility, definitely add as much pictures in your text as possible. Also, make sure that you're following whole classes. My biggest mistake is I get really pumped up and I listen in class, but then at the middle of the class or at the end of it, I just drift off and end up on Facebook, and my notes usually start really strong and really powerful and really intensive, and then in the middle they go kind of crumble, and then in the end there's no more useful info anymore. It's really irritating when you're trying to study from that notes because it's really hard when you're missing so much information from the lectures. So my advice for you is to be consistent, just grind through those lessons, make notes, try to pull out as much useful information out of professors' lectures as you can, because in my opinion, usually what the professors are lecturing, that is usually the main content of their tests. So you should really focus on that, and that is the primary focus above all the study books and assigned literature. Planner is your best friend. As I mentioned in one of my previous videos, having a planner is so much more than just writing down the dates of your tests. You should also use it to plan the rest of your free time accordingly. You can plan your extracurriculars, you can plan when you're going out with your friends, when you're going to do some work. It's really important that when you do work, and when you have free time, you really use it to relax and do the fun things. Don't just use the lightly entertaining stuff to just fill out your day, like scrolling on Facebook or looking at YouTube videos, for example. Go do stuff, and when you're done with doing stuff, go have fun and just enjoy life. That's why you're here, right? And my final tip: treat education as an experience. Nobody's gonna ask you about your grades once you finish with your education, and usually nobody's even gonna ask you what you studied. So it's really important that you get that education and that you get the experience that comes with the education. I'm just telling you that don't spend it all on studying. Find extracurriculars, find clubs that you can join and you're interested in, find other people, go to student parties, go to work with student projects. It's amazing how many amazing people you can meet in those clubs, and how many amazing people that you will have also later in life that can help you maybe find a job or find an internship or find pretty much anything with the base that you create doing all this other stuff. And also you will have a lot of things to put on your CV, and it won't just look like, oh yeah, I was studying, I got really good grades. I'm not saying that having good grades is the worst thing you can do, but do also other stuff. Do things that will bring a variety to your life, that will bring a variety to your knowledge, that you have something else to show than just perfect grades. That is my most important tip, because that is usually what differentiates me from all the other job candidates, because I have so many experience that I got during my schooling years that everybody else is just like, wow, you went to China? Yeah, I went to China. I was learning Chinese for 16 hours. I have a certificate that I don't have any idea how to speak Chinese. And travel a lot. Whenever the opportunity comes, travel. There are usually country supported funds that allow you to travel if you are a student. So use that. You get many discounts as a student. Use that. Airline tickets have become increasingly cheaper. You can go for a weekend in London for less than 300 euros. So use that, use everything you can get. Volunteer, it's even cheaper, you know, because traveling gives you so much insight in other countries, other cultures, how people do stuff all around the world, that you might find your calling while traveling, and it becomes a lot more easier to figure out what you really want in life. So my tip to you is go travel. I really hope you found something for yourself, and I would like to invite you to share this video with anyone that you think would find these tips useful. See you soon, and I'll be coming back with more videos. Bye! Can you see myself? Can you see myself? Can you see myself? See myself?